Very good afternoon. You're watching Lunch Break. I'm Chaiti Narula. All focus is going to be on the 20 lakh crore rupees economic stimulus package to be announced by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. A boost indeed to the Indian economy, much needed. But first up, let's begin with the top headlines. Passenger trains back on track. 9 trains scheduled today. 82,000 people receive confirmed tickets from 12th to 20th of May. Civil Aviation Ministry comes out with a draft standard operating procedure for restarting commercial flights, suggests that no cabin baggage and questionnaire for passengers. Lockdown measures ease across England after a 7-week-long lockdown. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson eases curbs but says it is conditional and depends on control over infection rate. All right, let's start our coverage with our COVID-19 tracker. The latest figures as of 12:30 p.m. are out. Let's get you a sense of what the total numbers really look like, which are the worst impacted states as well. So let's begin with Pan India. Latest numbers out. Total cases now stand at 74,281. So they've crossed the 74,000 mark now. And total deaths, the latest figure stands at 2,415. This is across the length and breadth of India we're talking about. Now let's get you a breakup of which are the third most impacted states. What's interesting to note is that Delhi, which was the third impacted, is no longer number 3 in the ranks, which means Delhi has contained it slightly better than the other states as well. But Maharashtra was hit, followed by Gujarat and followed by Tamil Nadu. That takes the number 3 spot now. Maharashtra total number of cases stand at 24,427 and the total number of deaths stands at 921. Mumbai, of course, being the hotspot for COVID-19. In Gujarat, total cases stand at 8,903. Total number of deaths clocked in are 537. Tamil Nadu, let's get you a sense of what the total number of cases look like. The latest figures show total number of cases at 8,718 with 61 deaths that have clocked in Tamil Nadu. Let's now get you top developments as far as coronavirus is concerned from across India. Markets in the green as investors over-optimistic over announcement of 20 lakh crore rupees economic relief package announced by the Prime Minister yesterday. Sensex currently trading with gains of over 800 points. .524 medical staff across 35 Delhi hospitals have now tested positive for coronavirus so far. These include 106 from B.R. Ambedkar Hospital, 75 from Jagjeevan Ram AIIMS so far. Delhi has reported nearly 20 deaths in the past 24 hours itself, with 359 new cases coming in from Delhi. Let's get you an update from Rajasthan now. Rajasthan has recorded 87 new cases today, out of which 32 were reported in Jaipur. The total number of cases in the state has now crossed the 4,000 mark, with over 110 deaths in Rajasthan. Now let's get you updates from Andhra Pradesh. 48 new coronavirus positive cases have come to fore in Andhra Pradesh in the past 24 hours itself. 7 of the new cases are linked to the Kotembedu market of Chennai. Total sample tested in the state so far stands at 9,284. 73 active cases are related to migrant workers who recently travelled to the state. As many as 169 Indian students queued up at Dhaka International Airport to board a special Air India repatriation flight to Srinagar under the Vande Bharat mission. So far, 4 flights have arrived from different parts of the world, including Malaysia and Qatar. And now to the top story. All eyes at 4 p.m. when the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is going to be announcing the much-awaited economic stimulus package. The Prime Minister yesterday spoke of giving a boost to the economy, and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will be addressing the media at 4 p.m. this evening on the 20 lakh crore rupees stimulus package, which was announced by Prime Minister Modi yesterday. Nirmala Sitharaman will also give out details of the coronavirus package aimed at reviving the economy. Yesterday, Prime Minister gave an insight into who all will benefit from the 20 lakh crore rupees package. The stimulus package will focus on middle class, on the small firms, laborers, farmers and cottage industries. He's also gone ahead and asserted that the package will focus on land, labor, liquidity and laws. The financial package accounts to 10% of the GDP, and this is of course in line with the industry's expectations as well. While reiterating his self-reliant mantra, the Prime Minister stressed on protecting the farmers and the small and medium-sized enterprises, the MSMEs.
इतनी बड़ी आपदा भारत के लिए एक संकेत लेकर आई है, एक संदेश लेकर आई है, एक अवसर लेकर आई है।
Days before lockdown 3.0 ends, Prime Minister Narendra Modi spells out a new mantra to revive the economy.
आज की स्थिति हमें सिखाती है कि इसका मार्ग एक ही है, आत्मनिर्भर भारत। हमारे यहां शास्त्रों में कहा गया है, एषः पंथः, यानी यही रास्ता है आत्मनिर्भर भारत।
He has announced a mega booster dose for the economy ravaged by the coronavirus pandemic.
20 लाख करोड़ रुपए का है, 20 लाख करोड़ रुपए का है। ये पैकेज भारत की जीडीपी का करीब 10% है।
The 20 lakh crore rupees stimulus amounts to 10% of India's GDP. It will focus on farmers, laborers, MSMEs, middle class and the industrial sector. Prime Minister Modi, during his 33-minute-long address, stressed on buying local goods.
अपने लोकल के लिए वोकल बनना है, लोकल के लिए वोकल बनना है। न सिर्फ लोकल प्रोडक्ट्स खरीदने हैं, बल्कि उनका गर्व से प्रचार भी करना है।
The opposition, however, isn't convinced. The Congress, TMC and other parties claimed the Prime Minister hasn't addressed the migrants issue.
पांव पे छाले, हाथ खाली, जेब खाली और कोई उम्मीद नहीं कि घर तक भी पहुंचेंगे या नहीं। अफसोस इस बात की है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी साथ साथ ये कह दें कि उन लोगों के लिए वो क्या सहूलत पकड़ाएंगे, क्या पहुंचाएंगे उनके लिए।
I was also waiting in this 33-minute announcement to hear at least 2 words about how migrant workers should not be turned into bonded labor. Maybe he could have told us 10 seconds about how the PM Cares funds were going to be spent.
आज वो भूखे, वो पैदल मार्च कर रहे हैं अपने घर पहुंचने के लिए। उनके लिए कुछ व्यवस्था, उनके लिए कुछ राहत की अपेक्षा जो कर रहे थे हम सब, उसके बारे में कुछ बात नहीं आई प्रधानमंत्री से।
The stimulus in itself is much bigger than what the opposition had suggested. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will give details of the stimulus package today. Bureau Report, India Today.
We're now being joined by Rajiv Dubey, who is our managing editor of Business Today, Rahul Srivastava, National Affairs editor, and Aishwarya as well, who will be bringing us up to speed with the very latest. First up, let's start off with Rajiv Dubey. Rajiv, are you expecting any kind of concrete tax breaks that are likely to come in, given the fact that if you just give boost to the manufacturing, it's not enough? The consumer discretionary spends have to go up to be able to give the right kind of demand impetus also to the supply that is being provided, and hence tax breaks will become more important than ever before, Rajiv.
Absolutely, Chaiti. There is nothing that drives consumption in an economy other than tax breaks, essentially tax cuts. So if you can provide something like an across-the-board tax cuts from individuals to businesses to GST rate cuts to service tax cuts on services, you will instantly provide some kind of an impetus to demand in the economy. And as I said, demand is very, very critical right now to the revival of our economy. If we do everything else and do nothing about demand, we are not going to get anywhere. So and tax is very critical. And JP Nadda in his address in the morning has excited everybody by saying that there's going to be something about the for the middle class also in this package. So there is an expectation that there will be some kind of a tax cut for the middle class and maybe GST cuts, slashing of GST rates to make goods and services more affordable for the common man, for the consumers. All of that will go a long way in reviving consumption in the economy, which is one engine of the economy other than public expenditure, which was working before we hit the coronavirus-led lockdown. Until then, it was slow, but it was still functioning to some extent. And so it's important that the consumption engine of the economy is brought back into some action, apart from the public expenditure that the government is already doing, which can be accelerated, in which case at least two engines of the economy are functioning. Exports is not in our control, and private investment will only come after there is confidence in the economy from the private sector that there is demand being generated.
Absolutely.
So private expenditure will follow consumption. Hence, consumption is at the bottom of it. Consumption is at the start of it. And so consumption is what has to be aided, and tax cuts will be very critical in that.
Absolutely. Tax cuts are going to be absolutely critical right there. Rahul Srivastava, I'm going to come to you now. From the 20 lakh crore rupees that has been announced as a stimulus by the Prime Minister yesterday, I believe 7 lakh crore rupees is inclusive of the previous announcements that have been made as well. So if you could just give us a breakup of that figure. Also, what about the migrants? What are you expecting for them?
Chetty, in the package 1.0, Nirmala Sitharaman on the 26th March had of measures. That cost tag was nearly 1.7 lakh crore. RBI stepped in with certain measures. There was a odd lakh crore cost tag to that. And if one looks at other measures which have been eventually been taken, close to 7 lakh crore is already accounted for. And that is why, if one looks at it, the real tag is going to be something close to a little over 10 lakh crore, which makes it 5% of the GDP. In that also, it is not that all of it is cash which is being given out. For example, if the government takes stand for what is being talked about as a guarantee scheme for the MSME, in which the government will be standing as a guarantor for the banks, vis-a-vis the MSME.
All right, Rahul, I'm sorry about this interruption, but we are having some trouble with your audio. We'll just fix it and bring you back on in just a bit. But Aishwarya Paliwal also joining us live from here in the national capital. Aishwarya, are you getting us the inside tracks, the nuts and bolts, and the finer print of what the announcement probably could be at 4 p.m.?
Well, you know, what we understand at the moment is that the emphasis today would be on the MSME and on laborers. Now, we understand that the government is now looking at coming up with a credit guarantee scheme. What this basically means is that we have a lot of businesses, small and medium, which now want liquidity because they are in severe cash crunch. Now, what the government will do is that it will make them easier to go to the banks, and the banks will then give them those loans and credits which these sectors are in dire need of. The government, in fact, will say that we are taking a guarantee that these companies will pay you back, which is something which has not happened yet. Also, if we talk about the presentations which were being made by the sector to the finance minister as well as to the prime minister, they spoke about the fact that they haven't made a single product in the last 50 days. Sales have been nil, because of which they need cash. They need cash also to bring back those laborers which have now left cities. So on these two fronts, we expect Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to spell out what would be done. And also, what we understand is that this 20 lakh crore package, half of it has already been given. We are expecting 10 lakh crore package to be doled out. It will not all be cash transfers. The government will also help in making some structural changes so that they can give a fillip to the economy.
All right, Aishwarya, leave it at that. Thanks much, Rahul and Rajiv and Aishwarya, for joining us with those details like that on the stimulus package. Now, sources are telling India today that MSMEs could be the main focus of Modi government's mega economic stimulus package, which is small and medium-sized enterprises. The government may provide financial assistance of up to 3 lakh crore rupees for the medium and small and micro micro enterprises at a hugely concessional rate. Sources have also indicated that the government may also provide enough liquidity by incentivizing the banks to provide loans to the ailing sector and even stand guarantee for 75% of such loans going bad going forward. Those employees whose salary is below 15,000 rupees, the centre may even get an extra 15,000 rupees into their EPFO accounts. Special attention may also be given to those units which have filed their tax returns in the past 3 years. Rajiv Dubey is now joining us live for the latest. Rajiv, so a mega push is going to be coming in for the small and medium-sized and micro enterprises who've been badly hit because the economy was already ailing. Then the lockdown, it came as a bit of a double whammy for the MSME players as well. But coming back to the point that you first highlighted, manufacturing can get a boost only if the demand side is also taken care of, and hence coming back to the fact that tax breaks become extremely important and consumer discretionary spends will end up taking center stage, isn't it, Rajiv?
Absolutely, Chaiti. That's, like I said, nothing drives consumption more than a cut in taxes, which will make products and services more affordable. And as far as the SMEs are concerned, it's important that they are supported at this point in time because they are about 1/3 of our economy. They are about 40% of our exports. They are 110 million people employed in the medium and small enterprises sector. So it's a very big component of our economy. Unless the MSMEs are strong enough, our whole big company architecture, big company sector will completely collapse. They are all dependent on these MSMEs because these are their tier 2, tier 3 or tier 4 suppliers. Very often, some of the MSMEs, the bigger MSMEs are actually tier 1 suppliers of large companies. So if there is a Maruti, there are a host of suppliers underneath it, which are MSMEs. And if they are impacted to the extent that they can't even survive or they can't even support their business, in that case, the big industries are going to be impacted. So it's impossible to not support MSMEs in this hour of crisis, which is why, if you can see, the government has consistently emphasized on the fact, even the 1.7 lakh crore package that the finance minister had earlier announced, it had a big component of for MSMEs. The RBI's liquidity measures have had a big component for MSMEs. So it's important, and it's not going to be possible to keep large industries running if MSME structure.
Oh, absolutely. Very well said, Rajiv.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.